Hello and good day to you. Today I'm going to teach you how to set up your LK150 knitting machine. It's a flatbed knitting machine made by Silver Ray, and it's a manual bed knitting machine too. It's also known as a K360 knitting machine. When you receive your parcel, it comes in a box like so. You take off the lid of the box, and here you see the knitting machine. This is the DVD. Here's the manual. Here's a clamp to attach your machine to the table. Here's the yarn rod socket. Here's the yarn rod. Here's your auto tension unit. You see their numbers on it. And we have the cast on combs here. Here you have the row counter with numbers. If you click it, it moves and you see that the number changes. Here is the yarn guide. You attach it to your yarn rod. Here's the stitch gauge, your gauge ruler used to measure your stitch or your row. Here's your needle pusher. These are transfer tools. It's either 1x3, 3x2, and 1x2. And you have the 1x2. It's also your needle pusher. This one is very good for making tuck stitch, for selecting your needles. These are, you use these clips for the end of the bed. It's good for making stripes so that you take your yarn out of the way. This is a tappet tool or latch tool. These are connectors to the cast on combs in case you want to use, each cast on comb has 50 on each. Has 50, and if you want to use a needle bell more than 50 needles, then you use this connector to connect one cast on comb to the other. These are extra needles, and you can see that the needles, they have color code on them. This oil for cleaning, and this is your tapestry needle, removing your stitches or just sewing to, and this is called the ravel cord. It's very important, especially when you want to do mock rib or some other forms of techniques. I'll just take this out of the way so that we can open the needle, the knitting machine. So and here you go. Here's your knitting machine. This is a carriage, and this is the needle bed. This is a carriage, and this is the needle bed. So we're just going to take it out of the box. I'm going to take it out of the box and set it up. So here is your needle bed. It's made up of 150 needles, or it consists of 150 needles. I'm going to take out this carriage and I'm going to turn it over before we start setting it up. If you notice, you see this button here. It's used to extend the bed, especially if you're going to use all needles in blanket knitting or whatever knitting pattern you're following. It's on both sides of the bed, so I'm going to just turn the camera, tilt the camera a little so that you can see me extending it on this side. You see? And that's how we're going to extend it before we start knitting. It's up to you to extend it before you start knitting, but I just want to extend it because when we mount it, you know, the table I mounted it on is going to fit properly on the table, and there's no way for me to remove it and start extending anymore when I start knitting. So here you go. If you turn it, you will see some. If you turn it, you see some clefts here. You see some holes. Let's go closer so that we'll see our work. Good. This one is to fix your row counter. So let's attach that first before we set the clamp on. The row counter goes in here and it clicks into place. And this is the yarn socket, the yarn rod socket. It goes in here into this other hole. Can you see it? Yes, so it goes in. Good. So now, okay, let me put the yarn at this end of the bed. It goes in here like so. And the other one goes to the other end of the bed. Like so. So now I'm going to put the bed down. And I'm going to set the mast. The yarn rod. Going to set the yarn rod. Then we're going to set the tension guide. I'll put it a little bit lower for you to see first. Then I can extend it the way I want to. Then up here I'm going to put the auto tension. See the auto tension? Now I'm going to put it up, getting into the slot. It's going to fit into this slot here. here it goes. It's now time for us to mount our carriage. So I'm going to take the camera down, and if you notice, we have some slots in here. So I'm going to take two. We have three of those. I'm going to take these two and mount my carriage. And mount and fix my clamp. Attach my bed to the table using my clamp. I'm using a shelf, a very sturdy shelf turned sideways, because later I have another knitting machine, the same LK150, and I'm going to do an extension on the bed. I'll put up the video when I fix it to let you know how to extend your needle bed to make it from 150 to about, to add to 200 needle bed and so on. You can continue on that until you have the required the number of needles you desire. Then you can make a very large big blanket for a friend or someone else. So this is all about setting up your knitting machine. And you see the carriage, I'm just going to slide it from this end of the bed. It gets into the slot here. Let's get closer to it. Okay, you see this slot here, it should fit into it. This edge should go in there. And try and move your carriage. When moving your carriage, you will notice that it glides easily, and you notice that it clicks on there. That's to show your row counter, and it just moves. You can push some needles forward, and let's see if the carriage fits properly. Push the needles to D position. On the needle bed is written where D position is, so you see D position. So we're going to come back and move our carriage over these needles, and let's see, it's not stuck, it moves freely on the needles. They are moved, the needles move to B position, means that the carriage is fits properly on the needle bed. You see it gliding. Thank you. That's all about the setting up. Then we're going to fix our yarn to it. I'll just take a ball of yarn. It's better to take your yarn from the middle of the ball. This is a hand knitting yarn, Robin made by Robin double knit made by Tomorrow's Ramsday. Alright, you can see it, Robin yarn by Thomas Ramsday, the UK. So I'm going to put it from the middle. This won't let the ball go around or go all over the floor. It will just stay put. So now we're going to thread it. You see, it's going to go through the yarn guide first, and then I'm gonna push this silver towards the left. This, I'm gonna slide it. There's a kind of hook at the back there. You should go behind it, and then it comes in through this hook. Sorry. See? And we bend one of these antennas we get it through the antenna, and I'm just going to clip it here until I'm ready. When I'm ready, I'll take my needle carriage, I'll slot I'll take my carriage and slot it in to the first unit. That is written 1. 2 is for the back unit. And I can just knit if I want to. But before you start knitting, you have to use your needle pusher. So let me lose this one and come back again for this. Just gonna pull it out. I'm gonna set my row counter to 0, 0. I'm going to use my 1x1 needle pusher, and I'm going to push every alternate needle back to non-working or A position. And I use the 1x1 needle pusher. So here you go. I've slotted in, and I'm going to set my tension on the carriage. I'm going to set my tension to 3. So I'm going to set it to 3. You know the mark on the tension. You know the mark on the tension. I'm going to set it to 3. Then I'm going to knit with my yarn in the yarn feeder. So I'm going to knit, and if you look closely, let's zoom in closely, you can see, you can see that there's kind of a loop on where the alternate needles, they are being pushed to A position. So what I'm going to do now is to take my cast on comb and hang it on those loops. Since my needles, they're not more than they're not up to 50, I'm just going to hang them like so. And you see it? Then I'll knit back. Cast on is formed. If a needle don't knit properly, you knit it manually. Just going to go and knit it manually. And here you go. You hang this clip, this yarn end, on this clip to hold it perfectly for you. And you keep on knitting. If you want to do 1x1 rib, you continue. But sometimes I just continue, or I push the alternate needle being pushed back. I push it back to B position, and I'm just continuing it. And here we go. This is all about the knitting machine. You can see now. These are eyelets being formed. So the next one I'm going to do is how to knit your. The next video is going to be on tensions. Thank you.